Hi everyone, it's Pocket. I know I'm the kind of BJD collector that's always like, I'm gonna make specific, really significant content on my YouTube channel and my videos will not be very long. So deal with that, viewers. I know I kind of am like that, but this one is going to be an exception because it's my end of year BJD review and I will ramble if I want to. So for all of you that are not into longer videos, then I think you might find better content elsewhere, but for all of you who really love these long sit down, relax and listen videos, then this is just the right thing for you. I even brought some tea. Very fitting, don't you think? So here we go. Where to start, where to begin? I think I need to go back to last year, more specifically to the last BJD I bought, which was a Soul Doll Vito Azrael. Now, I didn't buy him at the end of last year, I received him at the end of last year, around August, and since then I feel like I've been in a more of a distant place towards the BJD hobby since August last year. Also, I mean, for me in my private life, 2017 has been quite a turbulent year. There were lots of ups, fantastic highs. It was up and down this year, but overall I feel like this year was a year of growth. And I see that in myself, in other things, not only in the BJD hobby. August 2016 I got my last doll. And then from there on I kind of had this mental, I had this mindset that I wasn't going to buy another doll until I completed all the dolls in my collection that had still not got like face-ups or clothes or anything. That was, I think, quite a good decision for me because it allowed me to focus on other things and just kind of took the pressure off. Because I always felt like, oh, I need to get this doll next on my wish list and this doll, and there was a year, I think it was 2014, it was my second year in the hobby, where I bought so many dolls, and I think it kind of drained my energy a lot, and 2015 was alright. I still bought a lot of dolls, not as crass as 2014, but still, by the time 2016 came around and I was getting more and more busy and stuff, it was becoming overwhelming. I had all these dolls that were incomplete, and then I said, okay, I'm going to not buy another doll until I complete all the dolls in my collection. Well, come 2017, I'd already sold my first doll by that time, my Dolls on Tulip. I'd parted with her, and then it was, I think, March where I got my doll cabinet, so that was a big acquisition this year. That was a big positive thing that I got in the hobby. I got my doll cabinet. And I then decided to reevaluate. So I needed the funds anyway, so I sold the Feeble 60 A-line body in March, which was the body that belonged to Lynn, actually. No, actually it was the body that belonged to Marion, but Marion then wandered over to the Moa line body. And then I basically made a conscious decision just to keep one of the two bodies, and then the A-line body just kind of went, and it really... I had no idea that I would have gone in that direction, that I was going to downsize my collection that much this year, because it all started in March when I decided to sell that Feeble 60 A-line body. The next thing I sold was one of my floating heads. I realised that if I don't do anything with a floating head for a couple of years, I mean like 2 years I had that floating head, and I realised if I'm not able to get a body easily for it, then I'm probably just not ever going to do anything with it. And I realised that for a couple of other dolls, well, not a couple of other dolls, but one other doll in particular, which I'll get to. Yeah, so I realised if I'm not doing anything with it and it's not inspiring me enough to actually get my arse up and buy the body already, and I just decided to let it go. And same goes for the Dolls on Eudora that I had lying around since 2014 Christmas, and I still hadn't done anything with her. So I thought, just get rid of it, just, put a tick behind that and off you go, Go make someone else happy. It was liberating for me to get rid of these pieces of resin that had been lying around and that I had plans for but never got around to them really. Yeah, so that was kind of the next thing. And I actually sold those two things on eBay because I had sold my Dolls on Tulip on eBay too after she had been up on Den of Angels for a long time, and she really wasn't going anywhere. No one was interested in her, so I just decided to put her up. I mustn't talk too fast. I'm thinking faster than I'm talking. So I decided to put Dolls on Tulip up on eBay, and she went for a decent price, considering her age and the fact that It's not such a highly sought after sculpt. Then I put the floating head, which was the People 16 Nanuri head, on eBay as well, plus the dolls on Eudora, and those things sold really well, and then I was kind of feeling pretty good about myself. I thought, yeah, you know, I sold a couple of things this year, you know, made some room. And the next thing that happened, I made my very first, very own Taobao order, which I actually wanted to make a video about, but that never happened. Again, another liberating experience in the hobby for me. I need a sip of tea, I've been talking a lot. After my Taobao order, I realised, I think I'm saying that a lot in this video, but it was a year of growth, like I said. I realised that my collection needs to go in a different direction. All these mental processes led to me deciding about 2 weeks ago that I'm going to definitely sell People 65 Roke and my minifee Karsh. Now with the Roke, for those of you who have been following me for a while, you may remember that I did wait a long time for him, and that he arrived 9 months after I ordered him. That's a long time to wait for a BJD, especially one that you were really excited about getting. And then he went through many incarnations. I think overall he went through 3 different incarnations. First his name was Cedron, and then I changed it to Graham because I liked that one a lot more. And I did really like him as Graham, and I thought that Graham had a future in my collection with me. But I had to be honest with myself, you know, I had that doll since 2014, 3 years, still not a proper set of clothing, not that what I want for him at least. 2 face-ups and 2 names later. Love the wig, still absolutely super attached to the wig and bummed that I have to let it go, but it doesn't fit any other doll. I came to the conclusion that if I haven't completed him up till now, I am probably not going to get him right. So that's how he ended up on the chopping board. I feel like I need to share these thoughts with you guys because you know my collection sort of by now, and yeah, making that last video was it kind of dawned on me that I really need to explain why I want to sell those dolls, also just for myself. So that's why I'm currently selling my People 65 Roke. All the information is in the previous video, just in case you're interested. But Anarchia, who is actually quite popular up on my Flickr, lots of people seem to like her, and I liked her a lot, and I really feel like I took everything out of her, out of what that sculpt and that character could give me. It was really sweet, and when I had her in my hand to undress her to take her for sale pictures, she was just like, and I was just like, am I really doing this? And then I undressed her and I realised it's just a blank dolly, you know, that I don't really need anymore. So, I mean, as harsh as that sounds, it's just the way it is sometimes. Sometimes you have to part with things that don't inspire you anymore, or are just, you know, they're just extras. So, to wrap this up, from the beginning of the year I had 10 dolls, now I'm down to 7. Allow me, if you don't mind, to go back even further to the very beginning of the hobby, because I think that's the reason why I now decided to let these dolls go, the main reason really. And it's because I started out in the hobby, my very first contact, the BJD that I had very first contact with, was an Eipelhaus Arvid. Yeah, that's quite a substantial doll to start out with. But it was my first doll. Of course, my first doll was Doll's Own Tulip, but she arrived after my Eipelhaus Arvid. Yeah, I don't want to make this very long-winded. Anyway, so I started out with very realistic dolls and a very realistic aesthetic. And then I realised I couldn't really fulfill my own expectations with that aesthetic. It was just too difficult for me at that point, not having much experience in the hobby, not being very skilled yet with different aspects of the hobby, and it was just overwhelming. So I found my peace with Fairyland. Fairyland dolls gave me sort of an easy way to express myself, and because let's face it, I mean, Fairyland dolls are quite easy. They're easy to handle, they're easy to photograph, they look great, and lots of people have them. There's stuff that is readily available for them, and they're quite popular. So Fairyland was kind of my easy way in, and a way for me to find my place in the hobby. And I love Fairyland dolls. I mean, I wouldn't have one here if I didn't love Fairyland dolls. But now I feel like I'm finally ready to tackle that more realistic aesthetic again and give it another shot. Ever since I got my Dolce Saint, I realised, yeah, I actually really like realistic dolls. So I'm going to try and go back to that now with my collection. And I've made enough space for new dolls now. Yeah. The one thing that has always stuck with me, even when I wasn't feeling so into the hobby this past year, like I said, it really took me a whole year of real distance from my dolls to kind of find my way back in. Now at last I have new inspiration, and I feel like I want to continue in a different direction, albeit, but still. It took me a whole year, and the one thing that really stuck with me and got me through all this time has been face-ups, and I've always really liked doing face-ups. It doesn't have to be on my own dolls. The fact that I'm a face-up artist and can accept commissions, actually get some money for them, is just the best thing ever. So I can come into contact with other dolls and just, make someone else happy through my work, and my face-up portfolio has also been growing really well, and it just makes me happy. Face-upping makes me happy, even though it's hella time-consuming. It really is. I think by now I've made it as efficient as can be, the whole process, and I'm still like putting in at least 8 hours per head. So it's quite a time-consuming process, but it's really fulfilling. It's really fulfilling for me. So I'm just really glad I was able to keep that connection to the BJD hobby this whole time, because being a creative person, it's nice to do something creative. Yes, but I'm definitely so ready to go forth and explore a new direction with my collection. So now for a long time there have been no new BJDs on the way to me, and it was really a good thing. It was a welcome break, it was a needed break, and allowed me to focus on many other things. My goal for 2016 was that I want to sew, I really want to get into sewing, but alas, it just never happened for me in 2016. In 2017 now, I bought my own sewing machine, and I was sewing quite a lot. Because you see, it's not like I was completely absent in the hobby. I just wasn't posting about it because I didn't have the energy for that. If I had the energy to craft something or to do a face-up, then usually the best I could do was take a picture of it and upload it to Flickr, and that's it. I didn't have the energy or the time for anything else. I wasn't really involved. But I think lots of people felt that way this year, and it's nice to also see now lots of people coming back. Yeah, we just need to, accept that everyone just has a time out sometimes. And it happens. But anyway, I finished Marion this year, and I'm so happy with her. Putting her, or making her a more prominent character, and putting her on the Moline body was the best decision I could have made. That's why she's also now my new profile picture and avatar, and she's very prolific everywhere now, because she's so awesome and amazing. This is an outfit that she already had, but all the accessories I made myself, and I'm really proud of it, of the way it turned out. Now she just needs her special prop, which will hopefully arrive Christmas. Yes, so once that arrives, I'm going to actually show you her completely complete. Honestly, I'm not so set on my New Year's resolutions quite yet. I think that's something I always decide very spontaneously, and something that has to come from within at the right time. For BJDs, I know that I definitely want to try and excel more in sewing and crafting. I want to do more photography. I want to finally get around to doing some of the doll videos that I've been promising for so long, just haven't had the time to do it yet. And yeah, we'll just see how things go, and if this be my last video for this year, which is unlikely because I'm in a kind of a mood right now to make videos. Anyway, not to leave you hanging at the end of my sentence there, but if this be my last video for 2017, then I wish you all a Happy New Year, a Merry, Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you all very soon. So from me and Marion, have a happy dolly day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!